I don't have positive thoughts on these changes, but I do want to stay positive. So the way I'm seeing it is a lot of cat players think cat is really bad. And I don't really want to get into that specifically, but if cat is weak and Riot's going to buffer, eventually, think of it like this. Your Rock Lee. Right now we got those ankle bracelets on. And eventually when Katarina does get those buffs, we're going to be taking them off. And we're just all going to go to Challenger. But yeah. Anyways, what are the changes? Okay. I didn't think Riot was actually going to go through with these changes, but it's been on PB for like over a week. And I think these are going to go through. Passive dagger bonus AD ratio going down 75 to 65. Okay. Oh, by the way, all these are from like Twitter, right? Riot tweets these out. They're on the PB. That's where I got them from. Okay. Passive dagger down 10%. Oh, wait a second. It's actually down 15% per dagger. Okay. All right. Straight early game AD nerf. Okay. Well, what is the second change? E damage up 5. Total AD down 10%. Okay. Well, what does that mean? Total AD down 10%. Katarina has more than 50 base AD, and she has like 118 AD or something like that at level 18. Level 2, you're losing 1 damage on Shumpo, and at level 18, you're losing like 7 damage per Shumpo. At every point of the game, this is a nerf. This is a straight nerf to AD Katarina and AP Katarina. 5 damage doesn't make up for losing 10% total AD. Okay, so another early game nerf, okay? R bonus AD ratio. So when I was reading this, I wasn't sure what this actually meant. And that's because we don't have enough information here. So right now, Katarina's R, the AD ratio scales on attack speed. So when you build attack speed, this 240 AD ratio goes up. The attack speed does not affect AP whatsoever. So what are they changing it to? It is going from 192 total to 240% bonus. What does that actually mean? Well, it means that at one item, with just like a Bork, you're going to have less damage on your R because you don't have enough attack speed to make up for the difference. You start the game off now with 240%, and then as you get attack speed, that increases. That's on PB. Before, this is total, it counts your base attack speed. So like your R is already pretty high on live servers, especially when you hit 6 and when you get your first item. Now on PB, you really need to start getting into your second item before this is actually a buff on your R. Unless you take something weird like attack speed in your runes or like lethal tempo. But whether that's worth it or not, we'll see. As it stands, at one item, doesn't really matter what you build, it is a nerf on your R. It is a buff later on though once you get 2 items. Even if you're building crack in second item, you still want to build the AD components first. It's a nerf for like quite some time. Maybe till like level 10, 11, 12. Then it's a buff. So yeah, really weird change. And then the last one, 3% on hit per dagger. And Katarina shoots 15 daggers per R. So quick math, that is 45% of an on hit. That is half an on hit for a complete R. For a full channeled R, that's half an on hit. When was the last time you fully channeled an R? Okay, well, it hits 3 people. I guess it's like something at least, right? So, what's happened? Early game nerf to AD, early game nerf to AD, early game nerf to AD, and mid-late game buff. Mid-late game buff to AD and AP. Very slight buff. Oh yeah, this is a slight nerf to AP as well, the second one. So I really don't understand what Riot is doing. If AD is glass cannon and AP is glass cannon, what's the difference? If these changes hit their mark, we're either all going to go AD or we're all going to go AP. Because the build is like the same thing. Now, what's hilarious is Shield Bow has attack speed. So maybe there's a world where we go AD shield bow. I think it'd be pretty funny. Definitely not what Riot wants. We could still go Trinity Force. There's still items for AD that wouldn't be healthy and what players wouldn't like. And I mean, people are going to complain about getting hit by Katarina ult true damage. We've already been through this. It doesn't make any sense. Let us just make AP good. Just make AP good. No one wants AD on hit Katarina. Not even Katarina players want that. We just let us build our AP and be happy, and let AD be the early game build that falls off. It doesn't make sense to make AD way weaker earlier when AP is weak earlier and make them both strong later. That's the worst check mark I've drawn in my life. But yeah, really weird changes. Some guy on Reddit made a post and he tested out a bunch of builds. It's a great post. I'll link it below. But basically his take off of it is you build AD on hit for squishy teams and you build AP for tankier teams. And the build he was testing out is kind of weird. So like Bork, Kraken, Berserker, Titanic, Ginsu's LDR. So we know the attack, the on hit was barely buffed. The biggest buff is the attack speed bonus. So I'm thinking like you could go Kraken, you could go shield bow, but you definitely want more attack speed items, maybe like Wit's End or high AD items like Ravenous. But we'll see. I'm gonna play a game on the PB. I haven't tried it out at all. I've only looked at the numbers. I've been on PB to like try out the builds, but I haven't actually played a game. So let's queue up. And wow, just look at these numbers. Like, I don't even think this full build is much lower than the AP one, but I don't even think this build is like, it's potentially not optimal. Like, I don't even want to build Berserkers. Like, we could definitely take attack speed in like the Conquer runes instead of tenacity, and it would definitely be more damage there, right? And even just like comparing the early game at like no items and one item, do you want a Gnasher Tooth or do you want a Bork? And the combos this guy used were E auto WQ R proc W dagger, E auto Q. So 2 auto attacks, full channeled R, and with all this attack speed, you're gonna get out a chunk of autos, bro. You're like, it's way more than 2 auto attacks. So I'm thinking like AD should be the move, right? Oh yeah, also he was looking at this. He made this, and Lethal Temple does look interesting, but since your AD ratio on the R is so high, like Conquer definitely gets a lot of value. But yeah, we'll see, man. I've been wanting to do a Katarina like build video for a while, but Katarina builds are just like so weird and they keep changing. Like, I don't even know what to do. I'm still figuring out like what builds I like in certain scenarios. Been doing a lot of AD first strike Katarina, which is kind of weird, but the way I've been playing it is just like it scales into the later game because you have a lot of gold and you play off your Bork spike. So with these changes, maybe that's even better, maybe it's worse. It's definitely worse early game, no matter how you look at it. But it's not like AP feels amazing early game. It's just so weird. Why would you make AD and AP both great late? Okay, let's not play PBE.